Welcome to Beyond the Bottom Line. I'm your host, Dear. Let's kick things off with a question. Can a global music tour's glitz and glamour be eco-friendly? Let's explore how Coldplay is not only making music, but also pioneering green touring practices that set new standards in the industry. Concerts are massive energy consumers. From lighting and sound systems to transporting equipment and fans traveling, everything has a carbon cost. Coldplay's Music of the Spheres World Tour has set an unprecedented goal to reduce their carbon footprint by half compared to their previous tours. The band pledged to cut direct CO2 emissions by more than 50% compared to their 2016 to 17 tour. Remarkably, they've surpassed this goal, achieving a 59% reduction in direct CO2 emissions on a show-by-show basis across 2022 and 2023. How? By rethinking everything, from logistics to the energy that powers their shows. One of the most innovative aspects of Coldplay's tour is their use of renewable energy sources. The band has implemented in-venue solar installations, kinetic dance floors, and power bikes to generate electricity. Coldplay has installed solar panels at every venue where they play. They also use rechargeable batteries to store that energy, ensuring a consistent power supply throughout the night. Fans also actively contribute by dancing on these floors and pedaling bikes, collectively producing an average of 17 kilowatt hours of energy per show. This amount is sufficient to power one of the smallest stage areas each night and provides the crew with essential charging stations for phones, laptops, and tools. By using these sources instead of traditional diesel generators, the band has cut their stage power emissions by over 70% compared to past tours. Coldplay is also addressing the significant carbon footprint associated with travel. Coldplay has taken substantial measures to minimize emissions. Air travel is a major emission source, so Coldplay turned to sustainable aviation fuel SAF, which is made from waste cooking oil and agricultural residues. SAF cuts life cycle emissions by 80% compared to traditional jet fuel. On the European leg of their tour, they reduced emissions by 30% by choosing trains over short-haul flights. Additionally, they have opted for traveling via train when feasible, further decreasing their carbon footprint. These efforts are part of their broader strategy to achieve net zero carbon emissions for their tours by 2030. In a bid to offset carbon emissions and contribute positively to the environment, Coldplay has also committed to planting one tree for every ticket sold. To date, this initiative has resulted in the planting of over 7 million trees, restoring approximately 10,000 hectares of land across 24 countries through 48 planting projects. These trees not only absorb CO2, but also support biodiversity in local communities. This large-scale reforestation effort makes Coldplay's tour carbon negative in some areas, meaning it actually removes more CO2 than it emits. Coldplay has also focused on reducing waste generated during their tours, as concerts generate massive amounts of waste, from single-use plastics to discarded merchandise. They've achieved an impressive 86% return and reuse rate of LED wristbands, up from 78% in 2022, which are made from compostable materials. This initiative significantly cuts down on single-use plastics and promotes a circular economy within the touring industry. Coldplay even uses biodegradable catering packaging and bans single-use plastics backstage. All these changes have led to 72% of tour waste being diverted from landfills and sent for reuse, recycling, and composting, up from 66% in 2023. These efforts aren't just PR stunts or attempts at greenwashing. Coldplay's sustainability efforts have been assessed and verified by the Environmental Solutions Initiative at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT's Professor John E. Fernandez. He called Coldplay's approach scientifically rigorous and critically important. But even with these achievements, the band acknowledges that challenges remain, particularly fan travel, which continues to be a major source of emissions. Fan travel accounts for 60% of the tour's emissions. To tackle this, Coldplay is piloting a green travel hub in London, offering discounted public transit tickets and bike rentals for concert goers. They're also partnering with apps like CityMapper to promote low-carbon routes. A small step, but one that, if improved and scaled industry-wide, could have a significant impact on the carbon footprint of future music tours. When comparing Coldplay's Music of the Spheres World Tour to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, the differences in sustainability practices are quite stark. While the Eras Tour undeniably involved a much larger scale, spanning over 146 shows across 5 continents, it lacked many of the innovative measures Coldplay used. The Eras Tour, for example, could have greatly benefited from using kinetic dance floors and power bikes, which would have allowed fans to generate renewable energy during performances. Additionally, Coldplay's use of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, to minimize emissions from air travel presents a practical solution that could significantly reduce the carbon footprint of large-scale tours, since Swift had to travel a lot via private jet during her tour. Although Swift's tour reached more fans in more countries, the environmental impact of such a global tour that attracted millions of fans and affected the GDP projections of whole countries highlights the need for integrating sustainability into every aspect of touring. With Coldplay's blueprint, future megatours, including Swift's potential future tours, might find pathways to maintain global reach while aligning with environmental stewardship goals. These initiatives are likely to inspire other artists and event organizers to implement similar sustainable practices, potentially leading to industry-wide changes that prioritize environmental responsibility without compromising the quality of live entertainment. Other artists are taking notice. Billie Eilish's 2023 tour used 100% renewable energy and eliminated all single-use plastics. Zirinya and Harry Styles offset emissions via carbon credits. As fans become more environmentally conscious, the demand for eco-friendly concerts is expected to rise, encouraging the music industry to innovate and adopt greener technologies and practices. Coldplay's journey reminds us that sustainability isn't about perfection. It's about progress. They're setting a new standard for the music industry, showing us that innovation and environmental accountability can go hand in hand. So next time you attend a concert, think about how your experience could be more eco-friendly, and who knows, maybe you'll be dancing to power the next big show. Thanks for tuning in to Beyond the Bottom Line. Don't forget to hit follow so you never miss an episode. Until next time, let's keep thinking beyond the bottom line. Look out for our next episode dropping next weekend about how China is slowly becoming a renewable energy powerhouse.